Welcome to another episode of Gaming Within, a video game podcast with Mental and Jay Rewinds. But this week, we're doing things a little bit different. We've taken down our Christmas trees. The holidays are over. We're breaking into a new year. We've got our 5 favorite, most anticipated games of 2022. Sony announced the PS VR 2 because 1 was not enough. We're only a few weeks away from Pokemon Legends. You know I can't wait for that. And AMC has joined the anime race. But first, let me welcome some important people. My co-host and my part-time co-host. First, it's Jay Rewinds. How you doing, buddy?
Great, how you doing?
I am wonderful. Another week in the books. We're here, relaxing.
Snowy week for me.
What, say that again?
Snowy week for me, man. Not the greatest.
You had the craziest week of all, dude. I don't know how you do it with
Yeah.
that sleep schedule of yours.
Yeah, my sleep schedule was fixed.
Thank God.
Fixed.
First,
He's like, I fell asleep at 4 a.m. this morning and woke up at 9 a.m.
I-
Sleep schedule's fixed.
Dude, I've been listening, and he's like, yeah, I go to bed at like 1 p.m. I'm like, right, dude.
no, it's
all
fixed now. I go to bed at like around 11 to 12.
That third voice you're hearing for the first time, it's my part-time co-host, Samuhri. You will hear me call him Mark numerous times because it's my best friend in real life. How you doing,
Yeah,
Samuhri?
what is up, everyone? Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, or Mental, for having me. I appreciate it.
Welcome. We love having you.
Thank
That
you.
was awesome.
All right, so you're new to this. That's all right. We'll guide you through it. First, what we like to talk about is what we've been playing this week. We do a little bit of what we've been playing on our own and what we might have played together. I'll start off, just to break the ice a little bit. This week I played New World, followed by New World, followed by New World.
You forgot one.
And
New
what's
World.
that?
New World.
Oh, yeah. I also played
Just,
New World
just
this
a little
week.
bit though. Just a little
Yeah,
bit.
ding 60, you know.
I was on vacation, I had COVID, and I played 70 hours of New World. Not a big deal.
That's fucking insane.
And what did I play with you guys? With Jay, I played New World. Yep. And then with Mark, I played Fortnite. We dominated. Got
We
couple of
played a
dubs.
couple. We played a couple of games of Super People too.
Oh yeah,
was
Super
fun.
People.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Did
tried
play
to
some
invite
Super
you, but apparently you're too cool for us.
Yeah, I will say I still hate that game. Not gonna lie, I fucking suck
I
so
hate
much
you.
dick at it.
I
I think it would be really good if I was good at it.
Right?
Dude, I tried playing solo, and my liking for the game just slowly decreased. I'm like, oh my God. Because when you play duos, you know, like me and Scott were playing duos, I'm like, you have time to loot, you have time to be like, oh, like there's a team over there, like should we engage or should we not? And that's a lot more fun than just getting fucking mollywopped every time that
Yeah.
you try to play.
See, with
Yeah.
me, I
It
watched
ruins
like
it.
Dr. Disrespect play it like live. I'm like, wow, this game looks fun. It looks sick. Like watching him play, I hop on. I'm like, what am I doing on here?
Yeah,
I don't want to play
that's
this
exactly how I feel.
game.
It's brutal.
it's
And
not
then
fun at
I'm like, yo, hold on, I'm calling in my tactical nuke. Fucking throw the tactical nuke. It's like, it's like the biggest explosion you've ever seen. Not a soul to be found. I'm like, all right, let's keep moving.
Well, not even that,
One
dude.
TV's
I had
behind you.
something. I had something where I was like I don't know what you want to call them, like agents or heroes or whatever. And my power was that I have like a flamethrower and it just shoots out this like big thing of fire. It goes far too, so like if you're at a distance, you can shoot it into a building. And this guy was right next to me, and I literally shot it off, and it went through him, and he killed me. And I'm like, you got to be shitting me! Like that's my ultimate. You know what I mean? And then he ended up dying after the fact.
Oh,
So I'm like, they need to fix it. I'm like, he didn't die, and then he ended up dying. But it was after the fact, so hopefully they fix that. So when you get your friggin' ultimate off, like it actually kills the person before you die.
Yeah, I agree. The ultimates are kind of weak. You played a little bit of Super People, Jay, right?
this week?
No, not this week, but in general.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What do you
We talked
think?
about it, I believe, last time. like I said last time, man, I hopped on, died every single time in the first 5 seconds, and got
Yeah.
off. Yeah,
Yeah, we
not
talked
fun.
about it after we played it, I remember.
Yeah.
All right. Jay, what did you play this week?
So this week, I actually hopped on the Nintendo Switch for, well, I wouldn't say the first time, but really the first time.
I would have forgot if you didn't mention that. I would have forgot about it. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, all good. And we we talked about this game a little bit off pod, but I decided to play some Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, and I love it. I'm sorry. I know you're the complete opposite, but dude, it's so good.
Dude, you don't need to be sorry. The majority of people love that game.
Dude,
You're
Yeah,
like, I'm sorry, I love a game that's super popular. It's like, no,
10 out
you
of
don't need
10.
to apologize for that. I'm the fucking weird one who doesn't like it.
like dude, I played like um I would say like an hour and a half. It felt like I played like 15 minutes like in game. It was crazy. I was having a blast.
Was it in the beginning, like the beginning of the campaign?
Um, so I was already like, so when I first started playing it, I was like, I don't know, I would say like 2 hours into the game, and I was like, what the hell am I doing? So I just restarted the game, and then I got to the point where I'm at in the other one, so I just
Mhm.
kept on going. So yeah.
Did you get to the point? I mean, the game's been out for a while, so I'm not going to worry about spoilers. And this isn't too much of a spoiler, anyways. But um, where you meet that like it's like a fish guy, and then you gotta bring down the big ass fucking robotic elephant. Did you get into that? No.
So where I'm at
Uh,
right now, I'm in the very beginning. I would believe. I spent like just so much. I love roaming and exploring.
mhm.
But so in that game, I raised the like temples and all that. I don't know how many temples
Yes, the
there are.
shrines, the shrines.
Yeah, the
Yep.
shrines. And I went to the top. The old man was like, "Okay, you gotta visit 3 shrines and get me these 3 things
Yeah. So
before
you're
you
a
get
little
my
bit before
glider."
that. Hmm.
Yeah, okay. And before you get my glider, and I'm trying to find these shrines, and every single shrine I cannot get to because I don't know if I'm going to the right ones. So I'm gonna have to
Hmm.
definitely have to look that up.
So wait, are you talking about the three shrines that you're supposed to get in the beginning?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I'll help you with that after
Yeah,
the
I got
podcast.
stumped on that too, but I ended up getting past that beginning part.
Really?
Yeah, and
I got to the
once.
first part where like the cold affects you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that what you have to do is you have to have,
Fires,
um,
right? A stick.
well, you have to have fires, but also there's food that you can get, and the food will like limit the amount of damage you take from the coldness.
Why? What's it? Spicy chili?
It's one of those peppers. I don't know which one it is.
I think I actually
No,
think I got a bunch of those too.
You have spicy
but
chili in the fridge?
You
one
know, like the
thing
little peppers off of the ground, like on these
Uh,
like little things. Yeah.
one thing that bothers me about that game is it took me a little bit because I just got the Switch probably for my birthday, so it's like a couple of months ago, and that was probably the number one game I wanted to play, and I started playing it, and I'm like, this is not catching me, like it's really not. And then once I did that shrine quest that you're talking about, and I kept going with it. Um, I've been having such a good time, and I don't play it on stream because a lot of the times like I hate when I have games that I feel like I need to play on stream. So being able to like lay on the couch and just fucking relax and play a game, especially where you were talking about exploration and stuff in that game, is so fun. It's so amazing. Um, but my one thing I dislike is how you have a weapon, and I was in the middle of a quest, and once you die, you go to your last save point, and I kept dying because my bow would keep breaking. So I couldn't finish the quest because my bow was broken. So they're like, "Oh, you gotta like walk around and try to find another bow or try to buy another one." I'm like, why? I'm like, this is bullshit, dude. Like, I'm in the middle of a major quest in the main story, and I gotta go find a fucking bow, and it's like literally the last, like the tail end of the quest line. So that
Right.
shit pisses me off,
I know
and I need to get that out.
a big reason people like that game is this isn't coming from me. This is what I've heard, but the ability to do whatever you want. Like it's like sandboxy, like that, like New World in a way.
You compare everything you can to
No,
New
I'm
World,
saying
man.
like a
He's been loving it.
sandbox,
He's been loving it.
the
He's been loving it.
sandbox. Anyways, I'm like, yeah, you see the new episode of Boba Fett? It's a lot like New World.
Newer. Speaking of that, wait, Loki. Scott, I watched it last night.
I didn't finish it. I'm like, oh, Mark's gonna be so mad. I can't talk about it.
Oh
I can
my
talk about the
god,
first half. Great first
so
half.
good. Did you see the two fat people, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 Love the two fat people.
Is that the cameo everyone's talking about?
I don't think so. Jay, are you into Star Wars, or can I talk about this?
You didn't watch
Star
it
Wars.
yet.
I haven't seen it yet though.
Okay, I won't say it. I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, don't say it.
But
No spoilers here.
another game that I played this week is Halo. I finally got to it.
You did.
Finally got to it. Yeah, and I hopped on. Everyone around me was like, "This game sucks. I hate it." I was having a blast. Even though I was for some reason today I was just lagging so fucking hard. And that shit was pissing me off. But other than that, dude, I was having a blast.
Honestly, dude, that Halo, I feel like I know a lot of new people that have gotten into it, but I know that it's probably tough for like someone new that never really liked Halo to get into it because it's really shaped for like the old Halo fan.
Exactly.
So like
No,
I can
100%,
understand why the
and-
people you're with, Jay, are like, fuck this game. It's like kind of like shaped
Dude,
for the people that have played Halo forever.
I love it though. It's so much fun. And the last game that I played this week would have to be Valorant, obviously. Always play Valorant.
Oh, they came out with a new agent this week, didn't they? Or last week?
No, that's coming out soon though. I don't know the date.
Neon, right? Neon, right?
Yeah, something like that.
I forgot
saw
a
that.
game that I played this week.
What's the game that you played?
Played WoW this week.
Did you?
Yeah, we knew that. Moving on. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Breaking news, dude! I fucking played WoW this week.
How long
I
you
did
played?
my
Yeah,
dailies.
I made a new panda shaman. Got it to level 13.
Nothing.
Yo, Jay, have you played WoW?
He has. They got hooked, and then the fucking paywall is like, what's
Well, why don't we all make characters and level up together?
Because it still costs money.
You already have a subscription.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna give them my money anymore. All right? No, not me, Jay.
Good thing. If you guys heard it, I don't know how to say his name the correct way. It's Hickons or Hickens or something like that. Hikons.
No idea.
He's someone I know through streaming, but he
Oh, okay.
makes like millions and millions of gold. So like he doesn't even pay for his game time. He just buys fucking tokens.
All right, we're getting sidetracked. What did you play this week, Mark?
So I already kind of spoke about it a little bit. So Super People, which I've been loving, but I don't like the solo aspect of it. Maybe it's just because I'm not good enough yet. I think that game has a lot of potential. The map is cool. I like how they have different sections of it each time that you play. I like how they have, I think a solo game has about 60 people in it, but when you do duos, that 60 people really shrinks. So it feels like the map isn't as big as it is. So you have time to loot, and you don't have to worry about people being on your fucking ass right away.
Yeah,
That part I
the
like
circle in
because
that game. I love the circle.
yeah, like I like looting and just like because you can just me and you will just shoot the shit, loot around, and be like, oh, there's a team over here. You don't necessarily have to rush that team. I think that Super People does have a lot of potential, so we'll kind of see what they do with it.
Not only that, one thing on what you just said. Sorry to interrupt, but what I think like that game really has going for it is the circle and how like it's a big map, but it's like a circle each time and it's like different. And I think a lot of people like they like Call of Duty because like it's different maps and they get to play their favorite map. And it's like different. Every game is different. If it was the same, imagine playing Call of Duty and it was fucking shipment every single fucking time. Like imagine you'd be like, dude, you'd be like, what the fuck is this trash? So I think the fact that every single game you play is a different map is huge, dude. And I think battle royales are gonna start doing that in the future.
And it's like a different terrain too. It's like all of a sudden you're in the forest, and then the next game you're in the desert, dude. Like it's something that is so simple that people wouldn't necessarily think that like be like, oh, like that seems simple. Why don't other people do that? But really, no other game does it. As far as there's some things that I have issues with, like when you pick up a gun, it doesn't come reloaded. You have to reload it every time you pick
That's
it
a
up.
PUBG thing. Welcome to this. Welcome to.
I
original.
didn't play PUBG. Don't like that feature. Another feature I don't like.
Do you know why that is? Wait, let me interrupt you again. You know why that is?
What?
So when two people drop in, and they fucking go and they both grab a gun, you can't fucking just turn and spray someone. Like,
Yeah, it's who reloads first.
Yeah, but
Same thing.
what do you
Who
do when
picks
you
up first, who reloads
what
first?
is your natural instinct to do when you reload?
Shoot.
No, you can't shoot yet. You're reloading. What are you doing? You're backing
Hiding?
away and getting exactly. So
No.
in their mind, they're causing instead of you drop in, smash each other in the face. They're thinking you drop in and like maybe back up a little bit. That's kind of that's their thought process in it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, it's not like a game-breaking mechanic for me. Like, I don't mind it that much. I'm used to it. But I'd rather that they do that. And then another thing that I don't like is there's just little simple things, like just with the... I don't know if it's coding or designing, but like you jump over a fence or whatever, and it just takes forever. So if someone's looking at you through a window, when you're jumping over a fence, you just get fucking blasted. All right, so let me move on to the next game. Next game, I was playing Zelda. That's why when he said it, I was like, oh, shit. Because when I get home from work, I love to play that game. I'm moving along in the story, but I'm at a standstill right now because of the weapons issue that I had. And then also I played a little bit of Final Fantasy off of stream, Final Fantasy 14. I'm trying to, get through the story. Like, I'm just really enjoying the story, so I'm not in any rush right now. So I just, I like to smoke a little devil's lettuce, hop on Final Fantasy, go through the story a little bit, because so far, man, that story, and apparently the first expansion or the first base game, A Realm Reborn, is the worst story out of all the expansions, and I'm even hooked on that story. So that's what I played this week. What else? We played Fortnite a little bit, but other than that, those are the main games that I played.
We won a couple games. I feel like whenever I play Fortnite so not solos, but like the unranked stuff with you or Tom, I'm guaranteed to win like each day. And that's why like Jay and his little brother, like I sense that they get frustrated with me when like whenever I play with them, at least until I win, I'm fucking like I play like I like to get one win a day, and it's because of this motherfucker, Mark, and this kid that we play with that we know in real life. We always like we would play and then we would get a win and then we would chill and like have fun.
Yeah,
and, like,
that's true.
Dude, whenever I play with you, like the other day we got a win and Mark goes, "Oh, now we can chill." I'm like, dude, that's so weird. That's
literally, dude.
I'm like, that's literally how I think too.
Juices. I'm so like, all right, well now that's out of the way.
See,
but yeah, Fortnite's been fun.
Yeah, the thing is, before like when me and you play, right? You haven't gotten a win yet. I've already gotten like 20. So.
Yeah, I know.
That's the thing.
I know. I know.
See, but one thing that bothers me is I used to be really good on control. Well, I wouldn't say really good, but I was just above average.
He was mediocre.
A player. And I got the Champions League and everything, and then I switched to fucking mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, ask him how he got there.
I played there with one of our best friends, Tom. He is better than me, but I'm also a better IGO. I'm the one saying, Tom, don't rush.
Last night he goes, we were like sitting hiding, waiting, doing absolutely nothing. He goes, this is exactly how I got the Champions League, waiting.
Thank you. Is because if you don't, there's no point in rushing. That's even what the pros do. Mm-hmm. The pros will wait till last circle and then fucking. It's a
what did I tell you, Jay? Jay knows.
Yeah.
That's what me and him played.
Myself.
Me and him were playing ranked. That's exactly what we're doing. We just play, and then when it was like top 10, boom, build a fucking wall. Sit and wait.
If you look, it's crazy. It's crazy to look at, Jay. Honestly, if you look at like placings of people that win, like I wouldn't say the World Cup, but like just these regular tournaments they have every day. Like it's all about placing. Like
yeah, good thing you didn't say the World Cup because there's only been one.
Yeah, which is so weird, but like these people will have 10 games, and throughout the 10 games, they have 10 to 15 kills in those 10 games. But they have a first placing, they have a third placing, they have a second. It's all about placing, really, unless you're racking up these kills, which you're not going to do against these tryhards. So I think it's really cool because it shows the aspect of and how good these fucking kids are at building.
What Samuhri is trying to say, if you want to be good at Fortnite, learn how to hide in a goddamn bush.
Learn how to build fast and edit.
See my strat, how I'm like super high in Fortnite, is I stay in the battle bus the entire time until it kicks me out, and then I pull my strat.
Don't tell him your strat, bro.
Top 50 every time. What do you mean?
Don't tell him your
$50 lessons.
Yeah, man.
All right. We have to move on, otherwise this podcast is going to be 3 hours long. I'm glad we all played a lot of games this week. Before we do, I want to mention again, if you want to see our beautiful faces, make sure you check out our YouTube.
Like and subscribe, motherfuckers.
Please. We appreciate it.
We'll kiss you on the mouth.
There's going to be a new intro this week. on the YouTube, actually everywhere, because apparently the last one, it's not, what's it called?
Well, the last one
Copyright.
was
It's not
Christmas,
copyright.
right?
The person that owns the rights to that song didn't copyright it. He just made it so like it won't get pulled down, but you can't get any royalties. You can't get you can't run ads on your channel.
You don't get
anything,
revenue.
so.
You don't get revenue from it.
So we're gonna stop
That's
using
pretty much
that
what it boils
intro,
down to.
and switch.
Which is understandable through his point of view.
Yeah. The second thing I wanted to say is thank you to everyone who has checked us out so far. We really appreciate it. To say we really appreciate it is an understatement. Like, this podcast is a long time coming for me, and seeing people watch it and listen to it and enjoy it means the world to me. So thank you.
Yeah, honestly, on a side note, is obviously, like we've talked about earlier, is I'm going to be on the podcast like regularly whenever I'm off, but just being able to go into work and Scott's like, yo, the podcast is out. I'm like, all right, bet. And normally you guys have been doing it from like an hour in between, like an hour or two. So I just throw it on at work, man. I just listen. You guys are doing such a good job. So kudos to you. And thank you guys for having me again.
Thank you. Thanks for coming on.
We passed 50, didn't we?
Not yet.
Not yet. We're pretty close though, right?
47.
Dude,
Well,
that's
why don't we do something? If we hit like, so we're at 50, we'll call it 75. We'll do like a little challenge or just something. That'd be cool.
Good idea.
Like Scott wears a funny ass mask, or I wear a funny ass mask. Since I'm making this, I probably will. But just something to entice the viewers.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not shaving my mustache for anyone, so don't even think about that. All right, let's get into the first segment, though. Crazy that we're 25 minutes in and we're getting to the first segment, but news and information this week. I wish there was like segment sounds, but that'll come someday. News and info this week. Sony announced the PSVR 2 at CES. They had like their big convention this week. Sony did. There's other companies that go besides Sony. I know, like, me and Jay were talking. There's like a new graphics card or processor or whatever, the RTX
3080, right?
Yeah, that one. And then, but there's also like the RTX 6000 series, and it's like $190 or some shit. I'm like, damn, that's so cheap.
No, wait, no. So I have the 2070. So they already have the 3080 out, but then I think
I have a 3080 in my computer.
I think they have a new graphics. Yeah, and dude,
every year there's a new one.
The size of the 2070 that I have compared to the size of the 3080, I don't even know if it would fit in my tower.
Yeah.
So like, what, I gotta get a whole new fucking like.
I got some
I don't
room in
understand
here.
where
I
they're going
think.
with this.
Like my computer one day, I could see it being like the old like Chevys that have the fucking engine coming out of the hood.
Yeah.
Like, I think my computer will look like that someday. Like, it's like the tower, but the glass isn't there, and the parts are kind of hanging out. And you guys are like, "What's that thing?" I'm like,
Dude, no.
I'm
But
like,
do I
yo,
expect
this
any
is
of that?
this is my rat
Yeah.
rod, dude.
Well, 300,000 on this baby.
Yeah.
You know? Rank 1 gladiator on this baby, you know?
I'm like, yo, this thing saw Castle Nathria. You remember Castle Nathria?
Oh,
Didn't-
man.
didn't
you
think
run
so.
that shit out.
Yo, speaking of Sony, you know how we talked about like you didn't see any PlayStations in store or anything like that, right?
Right. No
I
one
still
has.
don't have one.
Now that I'm working at Target, I got like a little insider that
They still don't have any.
no.
Imagine.
We actually have 5. And
Oh,
in order to buy them, you have to
Shut up, Scott. This might be my in.
you have to actually call them. So you have to like pre-order it through the phone to go in. You can't go in and buy it. You have to pre-order it through the phone and then go get it.
What do you have to? What's the password when you call?
Um,
You call and you're like Nooni Chaha Syndicate,
Yeah.
and they're like,
no,
they're like,
Rewinds.
no, the password is follow gaming within.
See, the thing is with me is that there was a guy that I worked with, right? And he had Xboxes, he had PlayStations, and he's like, "Oh, you only have to pay $200 extra to get one."
you can get
I'm
an
like,
Xbox at the store now, $399.
I'm like, I have a PC. I don't use that. Like I have, if like what I'm going to use my PlayStation for or my Xbox is to Netflix. Like if I'm like on vacation or I'm downstairs with my boys, I'll plug a game in. But for the most part, I'm on my PC. Why the hell am I going to pay $200 extra to get a console? There's no reason I need to. I do want one when they're retail, but other than that, I'm good.
So
You would
to
have to buy all the
rebuttal,
games, all that.
say that again, Jay. Sorry.
Then you would have to buy all the games. You would have to buy online and all that
Yep,
crap.
yep.
Heck no.
Yeah. To rebuttal both of you guys, I will rebuttal. I paid twice going value for my PlayStation 5. And the reason I'll say I think it was worth it is because I don't think anyone's getting them anytime soon. And for me, maybe not you guys, maybe not a lot of people, but for me, it's worth it to have that big dick walking around being like,
Yeah, but
oh,
for
PS5?
you
Yeah,
also
I got one.
you also play it though.
I know you would.
I wouldn't be
I'm not
playing it.
saying that. I'm just saying that I don't think the general public is going to be able to freely walk in and buy a PS5 for the next at least 2 years.
This is the worst launch of a console I've ever seen. It's
100%.
so bad. And
Even the
obviously it has
Xbox
to
is
do
on
with,
shelves now.
obviously it has to do with COVID and like but they were like, "Oh, we're going to go all online."
I feel like Jay
not
has a
realizing-
bomb he's about to drop. He looks like he's about to drop a
Yeah,
bomb right now.
Joe, let me say this first is that they were like, okay, because of COVID, there's not going to be physical things, so we'll drop it online. And by dropping it online, they didn't realize how much hackers and how much botting was going to affect the sales. And now the only people that I know of my best friend, so out of, we'll call it 8 of my best friends, only 2 of them have them, and they paid a shit ton of money for it. And beforehand, when a new console would come out, we would buy it right away, right off the shelf.
Yep.
So go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Wait,
you're all
real
good.
quick, Jay.
Yeah, go for it.
The mistake they made was releasing the console online during the internet age. Go ahead. That's all I wanted to say.
No, you're good. I mean, I was just gonna throw my 2 cents in and say, for me at least, the only thing I see me having is a PC, and like for family and game time and all that is a Nintendo Switch that connects to the TV. That's literally it. That's all I would need. That's all I think a lot of people would need is just a good gaming console and a Nintendo Switch, in my opinion. But
Mm-hmm.
I do have to say that, if I was balling with money, like I had so much money, the PS5 would be awesome because like that means I could play racing games. Not saying that I can't play racing
Mhm.
games on PC, but there's so much better racing games, sports, like stuff
Mhm.
like that. So much better on consoles. Now,
Yeah.
that's the only use I see for it nowadays, for me at least.
That's not enough pull though.
Yeah,
You see
yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
not
I
really
wasn't. I
not
wasn't
enough
balling like that either. I didn't just pay $800 for a PS5. I made payments on that shit.
Yeah, but I mean, I would just like, for me at least, I don't think it's like worth $800 just to play the newest 2K like now.
Do you think I don't think it's worth $800. Did I pay 800? Yeah, but that's because
You paid 100 like when no one could get one.
I paid
That's
800
what
in
makes it
February of last year.
Yeah, like that's what makes it. That's why I was like, okay, like if you
That's
paid
the only
800
reason I
now,
justify
I'd be
it.
like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Exactly.
the only time I use my console right now is, like I said, if I have Scott and like my friends over and we want to play like a drinking game, or when my girlfriend and I, like if we go on vacation, I'll bring it and we'll use it for Netflix. Like other than that, the exclusives that they're coming out with for these fucking consoles are not worth my fucking money when I already have a PC. Like I'm good. I'll keep my PC. Yes, I'll have a little something for Netflix, but other than that, I am not paying $200 over retail price to get anything.
Mind you,
And
a
that's a
big
fact.
thing is you're talking about PlayStation exclusives, like as if there is any. There's 3. They all got delayed because of COVID. Like there's no, like the thing with the PS5 is it for me, like when I bought it in February, it was going to be worth it. Do you know why it was going to be worth it? Because of all the games that were coming out last year. Well, guess what? That didn't happen. None of those games came out. They all got delayed. So all these people paid twice as much, me included, because you were buying the PS5 and you were getting all these sick games that were going to come out during the launch year. The year the PS5 came out. Just like when the PS4 came out, that year the games were huge. When the PS3 came out, that year the games were huge. That's what happens during a launch year. Well, this year the PS5 came out, and I said to myself, "Go fuck yourself. I'm not missing out on the launch year for the PS5."
Mm-hmm.
So I bought one. Every month would roll around. March, new games coming out. Oh, sorry, this one's delayed until this time. This one's delayed. Oh, April comes around. This game's delayed until this time. These games still aren't out yet.
Yeah.
Mind you, so in a way, like, people that don't have the system, they don't need to worry about it because everything's still delayed. The system and
Yeah.
the game. So it's like, I literally have my PS5 and I'm out there playing PS4 games. Not to mention, I'm playing Skyrim, the 10th anniversary on my PS5. The game's 10 years
Wait,
old.
how was that? How was that?
It's a lot of fun. Mary loves it. She's like, "Oh, when are you gonna play that? What's that game called?" I'm like, "Skyrim." She's like, "Yeah, that one. When are we gonna play that one again?" She
So
loves
you know
it.
who actually played Skyrim like a shit ton? Is my brother. My brother was like, I put about fucking 300 hours in that game. I'm like, what? You gotta be shitting me, dude. Like, my brother is older than me. He's a gym rat. He loves all that. Like, he doesn't really play video games. So when I heard that he was just junking in Skyrim, it was so funny.
I hate to be that guy, but I feel like we say this every segment, but we need to start moving on. But I
I
have
know,
one
right?
thing to say. I have one thing to say though. Do we want to go over our New Year's resolutions?
Sure. Wait,
All right.
what I did want to say is that whole topic was supposed to be about PSVR, even though we covered what I was gonna say. What I was gonna say is they announced the PSVR 2, and that's great and all, but doesn't Sony have bigger fish to fry right now? And like
Who do you
that's
know that actually uses the VR?
no, but not even that. But that's what I was gonna say is like you can't even buy a PS5, and they're out there being like, "Guess what's next?" It's like, dude, I don't fucking care what's next. Can I buy a PS5? Like, what?
Exactly.
They're like, take a look at this, the PS6. I'm like, dude, I still can't get a 5. What the fuck's up with that? It's
Yeah.
like they need to not be announcing stuff. They need to be like, instead of the PSVR 2, it should have been like, you can now buy a PS5 in the store. Like, it shouldn't have been
Yeah.
a new announcement. That's what I wanted to get to. We pretty much fucking went over that. But
like-
let's hear your resolutions. You start, Jay.
All right. Well, I just want to ask a quick question before we start this. I hope this doesn't go on for 10 hours. But who here has ever used a VR? I haven't.
I have
Actually-
not.
actually, I
Actually, I
have.
have with Mark and his old roommate.
I've used
Yeah,
actually
and
the PlayStation VR. It's
Yeah.
actually a lot of
What'd you
fun.
play?
What did I? It was just like the free games.
You know what
Um,
I played, which is funny? We just talked about it. Skyrim.
What?
Yep.
On VR?
Yeah.
How was
And
it?
it was
It was
ass.
fucking. I mean, I thought it was awesome, but it's
It was,
scary and weird.
yeah, no. It was cool to put VR on for the first time and look around. But then once you try to move around and fight, it's like, okay, I'm good. I'll go back to controller. But other than that, like,
Kid can't appreciate technology, dude. They
No.
made this crazy technology. Mark puts the goggles on. He's like, "Shit's trash." Pulls it off.
no, I said it looks amazing. Hopefully they fucking figure out the controller aspect, which I don't know if they have. But the only evidence that I need
Guess we'll
is
find
that,
out in 2027.
is that people don't play it. So
No.
Yep.
I don't feel like there's like too many games for it. For the
Mhm.
VR
Yeah.
as
I-
well. I don't know.
I can't name one. Actually, yeah, I can. Rick and Morty. All right, Jay. What are your New Year's resolutions? Let's hear it.
So my main one is obviously to spend more time with my wife. I'm gonna do my top 3, obviously. My second one is to hold this Target job that I just got recently for the whole year and more, obviously. But it's a New Year's resolution. It's only 1 year.
So
And
just
then-
don't steal TVs like you did the last time.
Can we say that live, bro?
Oh,
No, I'm just
shit,
kidding.
fuck, my
Did you
bad.
see- did
Can
you
you
see
cut
his
that out?
face? Yeah.
you
I
got a
know.
whole open case.
Could you imagine? Yeah, I just show up to work tomorrow and they're like, "Aren't you that guy from that pod?" I'm like, "No. What are you talking about?" And then my third is to lose weight. I feel like that's like
That's
a lot of
awesome.
people's too.
Those are really fucking good ones.
Yeah.
I have the same one. I'll go.
I mean, if I had to throw a little bit, like a little one in there, it's to play the Nintendo Switch more. Honestly, like that's like an actual one too.
I respect
like,
that.
a
That's
little-
your little like video game resolution of the year.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, I'll do a video game one too. So my three are: one, I want to start working out again and like getting in shape again. I used to go to the gym all the time. I'm not saying I want to go to the gym. I have like weights and stuff here now. I could work out at home.
You actually used to look like The Rock.
Literally, they used
Yeah,
to call me
Dwayne.
RJ for Rock Jr.
Yeah.
Can you smell?
They would say, "Can you smell what Jay
Yeah,
Rock?"
did you guys see that? Did you guys see the TikTok of the guy that was like, he said Batista in '07, and he's got like this mannequin, and it's playing like screamo in the background, and with the mannequin, he's like fucking doing all Batista's old moves. It's so fucking funny, dude. Sorry,
What the hell was I saying? Oh yeah,
we gotta pull
to
that
get
up.
more in shape, and then my second resolution is to order out less and like cook more meals and eat healthier. And then
Yeah,
my
that's
third
awesome.
one would be to do more like fun shit with my soon-to-be wife, like go out and like do shit and experience the world rather than just like watching movies and TV, and do that and
I wanna be
take
a
a step
chef so
back
bad.
from gaming a little bit because I
Yeah.
play a lot of fucking video games.
Like,
And
with
so
the
my
cooking-
video game resolution would be to play less video games.
Yeah, wow, nice.
But
See-
no, my video game resolution would actually be to like venture into like old school games more, like platformers, and like check out retro games that I've never played before, and maybe learn to respect where the stuff that I love came from.
See, back on the cooking thing that you said, I've always, for like the longest time now, for like I would honestly say like it's only been like 2.5 years, but I wanted to be a like kind of like a chef. Honestly, I think that would be awesome.
Dude, I cook all the time, bro. I love to cook.
Yeah.
My
Like,
fiance
I
today was
don't-
like, I should change my career path because she cooked us dinner and it was delicious. She's like, oh, I should change my career path. I'm like, no joke, but why don't you?
Yeah.
She's like, honestly.
But the way I always look at it too is a lot of people say that, and like even me, I thought at one point I'm like, maybe I should cook. But then once you start like cooking as a job, you're like, it ruins it as a hobby. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But should I go on to my resolutions? I don't want to.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys know. I know Scott knows. I announced it publicly, but my girlfriend and I were actually having a baby. We found out last month. What?
Congratulations.
Yeah, last month. Yeah. So I
Congrats.
just want to make
A big gaming within hug.
Yes, sir. So with that, I just want to make sure that going forward, like the stupid little things with content, you know what I mean? Like I bought a green screen because we're gonna be buying a house, but like if not, this whole room is my streaming room, will not be a baby's room. So if I need to put my green screen right here,
Wait, the baby's gonna
behind the
stream?
crib,
What?
yeah, of course. What do you mean?
What games?
Animal Crossing, Pokemon Diamond, whatever Scott streams.
Dude, the baby's
Yeah.
gonna love having his own streaming room. And then where are you gonna put the
No.
crib?
Behind here.
Oh, I
See
thought
what
that
that
was
is?
the baby's streaming room.
Is that what I said?
No, I'm just joking.
Oh my god, I'm like, did I say that?
Continue.
No, but honestly, and all jokes aside, I'm going to make sure that I do as much as I can to make sure that my baby coming into this world is as smooth as possible.
I respect that.
I want to better my health as well. Just like, because I remember Scott, like for what, it was like a year and a half, maybe 2 years that we were going to the gym like almost every day after work.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying, yeah.
And my job right now is really physical, so I have lost weight, but I need to keep it off. And if I was like eating better, then that would be a plus. My last thing is just, I want to better my content in general, like having you guys on the podcast and being a part of this podcast. I think that we have something special here, and going forward in 2022, I think that people will realize what the hell's going on and realize that this is something genuine. It's something that people want to be a part of, and hopefully you guys join the movement.
We appreciate you coming on, and we thank you for the kind words, and we really hope that comes true for this podcast. And we love, from the beginning, I told Jay, Mark's going to host with us when he can, which might not be very often.
It's not gonna be.
A
It's
lot,
not gonna be
but
every week. It's not gonna be every week.
hey,
Just when we're lucky.
look how it works out. You're not on for 3 episodes, and then you might be on for 2. Who knows? But
Mhm.
besides that, I think those are good resolutions. Hopefully, we can get you some gaming within onesies by that time.
Dude, it's a possibility, man. But I'm gonna tell you right now, my son or my daughter is going to be a content machine.
Fuck yeah!
You're gonna
Before he
send
can
them
even
to
walk, uploading TikTok videos.
dude, you're gonna send them to the Japanese esports school?
Oh yeah, dude, we talked about
No,
that.
I listened to that last week. You got me fucked up. The only thing that made sense about that whole fucking segment was that they said that they would do it after their regular classes. So I feel like you guys kind of forgot that for a second. It's not like it's shop or like it's like mechanics. It's like no, once you're done with your English and your math and everything, it's like boom. Then you do the esports, but still
I
doesn't
didn't really
make a
do
lot
my
of
research
sense.
that well. I didn't know that was the case.
Doesn't really make a lot of sense. Because there's no way you can guarantee that just because you tell someone, okay, you're going to sit down and play a video game, doesn't
That's
mean they're
just
going to be good at it.
They already have that. It's like the collegiate leagues. I don't know why that's no different. It's supposed to be like a school
100%.
for esports. So like
Coaching, broadcasting.
yeah,
It
what
would
you
be
just said,
right.
like going to class and then going to esports after is just what everyone else already
Perfect.
does. But that's what these kids in school are already doing. That's why you have Overwatch college teams and shit. But anyways, we'll save the Overwatch talk for later. I know that's gonna come up. Anyways, Rainbow Six Extraction comes out this month. I am definitely excited for that. Yep, comes out I think it's January 20th, but they announced a couple days ago that it's going to be free on Game Pass, which is huge. And so I just kind of wanted to touch on Game Pass a little bit because of that announcement.
Which you should.
This month on Game Pass is really really big. Mass Effect Legendary Edition, I think that dropped today. I saw someone streaming that. I'm pretty sure that's out now, which is huge. That's Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 remastered. So that's 3 games, big ass games that I fucking loved, RPG games that are now free on Game Pass. 3 big ass games. Each one is like hours long.
I just want to say that I have 1, 2, and 3 on the PlayStation, and they're still in like the little packaging. I've never opened it.
Really? I didn't even know it was out on PlayStation. I thought it was only Xbox.
No, it was on PlayStation, right? Mass Effect, or is that only on Xbox?
1 and
it's one
2,
of the
I
two.
could have sworn were Xbox only.
If that's the case, then it was Xbox, and I never opened it.
I
just know I
actually
bought it. Don't have it.
I actually heard that there's a Mass Effect show coming out.
Really?
Yeah, and
I think
you
there's
know
a
how
new Mass Effect game coming out too.
because I mean I've never played Mass Effect, so you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But basically, it's one of those like games where you kind of choose like which way your hero's gonna go, or your main character is gonna go. Is that true?
You can get them laid and stuff too.
That's why they're trying to figure out which way they want to go with that. Is like, okay, is our character going to make all the bad decisions? Are they going to make all of the right decisions? Are they going to get laid, or are they going to be someone that's just more focused on?
Or is he going to be a
mission?
cock block son of a bitch?
Yeah, so that's kind of the problem that they're running into. But I hear that Mass Effect is an amazing story and something that people should definitely check out.
Yeah, definitely. Mass Effect's a great game. But I wanted to touch on Extraction because I am excited for that. It's obviously Siege, but it's the PvE game. It's a full game that they're going to update and whatever, but it's PvE
Right?
on Game Pass.
No, okay, that's it.
But
I'll
yeah,
definitely try it out.
so like you're gonna have your operators and stuff, but you're gonna like level them up and unlock stuff for them. It's like
Oh,
PvE.
Scott, what was the game that we played where we would just clear like houses? Like we would like drink or smoke, and then we would just. It was like literally us against like NPCs, but it was like a Rainbow Six game. Oh my god!
I don't
Do you
know.
remember what I'm talking about? Me, you, and Tom used to do it. It was
Zombies?
literally like, no, it wasn't zombies. It was a Rainbow Six game, but it was like computers, and you would go through. Was it like terrorists or something?
Terrorist
What the
Hunt,
fuck?
but
Terrorist Hunt? Was that
yeah,
what it was?
but I don't remember you playing Terrorist Hunt on Siege. I don't know.
What was the game before? Vegas?
Mm,
What was?
I don't know. Go look it up, and we'll touch on it if you find it. But on top of that, what I wanted to say was Ubisoft Plus is coming out, which is Ubisoft's new like game subscription service. Like everyone's gonna be coming out with one this year, so that's theirs, and I think that's a good one. If it's like if that shit's $4.99, count me in. Like think of all the games like Far Cry is Ubisoft, The Division is Ubisoft. Not that that matters anymore.
Yeah, Scott. I'm sorry to cut you off. It was Rainbow Six Vegas Terrorist Hunt. That's what we played. Maybe
No,
I played it with Tom.
Well, no,
Yes,
we
we
didn't
did.
play Vegas. Vegas hasn't been out since like 2008. Maybe we played
So
the Siege
I played it.
Terrorist
I
Hunt.
played it with. Maybe I played it with Tom, but I played it with one of you guys.
All right. Yeah, because Siege has a terrorist hunt. So
I don't know about you guys, but I'm so tired of these. I mean, I understand it. Like, don't get me wrong, but I'm so tired of like, oh, Disney Plus, this plus, that plus. You know, like I'm so tired of it, dude.
you're telling me.
You got EA. I forgot what EA Plus. Who cares? I don't. It's not called that.
Yeah,
but
no,
let's
it's
go with
like, yeah, I know what you're talking
it.
about.
EA Desktop or whatever. Now you got Ubisoft
EA
Plus.
Superstar Premium Members Only Club. Yeah, that one.
You got Epic
Give us
Games
more
Plus.
money.
What'd you say?
My goodness.
I missed the joke.
I said EA, give us more money.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, but it's actually bad. Like now that you say that, my girlfriend and I have Paramount Plus, Hulu, HBO Max, Netflix, Disney Plus. Hulu. I don't even know if I
Yeah,
said Hulu.
you know
but
why?
we have that.
Everybody wanted to be cable cutters and turned to Netflix. They were like, oh, fuck cable, dude. I'm getting Netflix. So then they went to Netflix. And guess what? All these cable companies started losing money, and they were like,
We gotta do the same
everyone's
thing.
getting Netflix. We have to have our own
Amazon
streaming.
Prime
Yeah.
has a whole fucking thing.
Exactly.
Oh my
So we did it
God.
to ourselves. Enjoy it.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, you got people like me who fucking still buy a little old cable so we can watch the games. No,
Literally.
and then I watch the UFC fights for free. What?
Yep.
Anyways.
Scott comes over and hooks his fucking laptop up.
Don't tell him.
Even though
I'm
sorry.
just kidding.
Moving on.
Other news this week. Let's see. E3. This is sad. E3 is canceled again. So no E3. You're not gonna get your. Not that you guys probably ever watched it, but I watch it every year. It's like this convention. They show trailers. It's like all this fun shit, and it's canceled again.
Why don't they just do it through a Zoom call? Could you imagine?
Because I would hate that. It's like, dude, this shit should be over with.
No, like imagine like 1 million people in a Zoom call.
Dude, now that I've had COVID, I realize like, obviously, A, how easy it is to spread it, but also B, how much we over-exaggerated. Like, we need to just wear your mask, dude. Take your test. If you're clear, go to the fucking event. They should still have the event. We just got to test. I don't know. I just think like we're
lie though.
Like if we continue to cancel stuff, we're never gonna move forward.
Yeah, I get you.
It's all about moving forward. And I want to start seeing these gaming conventions with trailers and stuff like that again soon.
Dude, Scott,
I want to see TwitchCon stuff and like go to. I want to go to my first TwitchCon or go to like PAX East or something like that. Like can't.
That's what I'm saying. Is next time we have a chance to go, we have to go because we blew it off.
Definitely.
Not that we blew it off, but dude, like even if we
took it for granted
or whatever, like we'll go next year, and then all of a sudden COVID hit and it was like,
yeah,
you can't even
I'm
go.
sure Jay can attest to that. Like before COVID. Like someone would invite you to something, or like you would have the chance to do something, you'd be like, no, I'm good. I'll do that another time. And now COVID hits, and you're like, you can't do any of that stuff, and you realize, damn, like maybe I should have done that shit.
No, I hate to break it to you, I'm always a stay-at-home guy. I like staying at home.
Yeah, me too. But if someone's like, yo, I got Bruins tickets free, I'll take you, and you're like, nah, I'm good, and then you can't go to fucking Bruins games for a year, you're like, fuck, maybe I should have gone to that Bruins game.
Well, I would say that Scott and I, we're not necessarily people that love to go out and party, but like we like events. Like we'll go to a Patriots game or a Bruins game. We'll go to PAX East or TwitchCon. But if you're just gonna hit us up and say like, oh, you want to go to the bar? We'll be like, nah, you want to meet me in fucking Azeroth? Like we can go ahead and do that. But I don't want to go out to the bar and drink.
I definitely do miss going bowling with the family and all that.
Hell
that was fun. No.
Hell yeah. Stuff like that. All right, last thing. Save the best for last. The New World update came out today.
All right, go ahead and talk because we know you've been fucking on that
Nah,
shit. So you better
I'm
fucking lay it on.
I'm gonna pass the mic to Jay. I want to hear what he has to say.
So, are we talking about like the player test
Yeah.
server? You talking about that? Okay. Because you made it sound like an actual update.
Well, it is an update.
Oh yeah, I
Their
know.
PTS usually lasts less than 2 weeks, so it'll hit live servers in about less than 2 weeks. So,
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. It
but now we
actually
have
makes.
the news on what the update is. So I just wanted to hear what you had to say about it.
I mean, I'm excited. It gives me actually stuff to do when I'm 60. I mean, obviously I had stuff to do. It's just like more stuff that benefits me. Like for example, the dungeon stuff. What is it called?
Um, the mutations,
Yeah,
the dungeon
mutations. That
mutations,
is so sick.
which Mark, that is the equivalent to mythic dungeons now. So each week you get an orb, and each week there's a specific dungeon. You take that orb to the dungeon, you form a group, and your goal is to level up that orb. It starts at 1,
Mm-hmm.
and each time you complete the dungeon, it gets harder with different things, and you want to get it up to 10 each time you get gear.
So do you still have to have that orb to do? Because I remember when we were trying to
So
run
that's
dungeons that's a lower
they
level
fixed
that we
that.
would.
The orbs, you can just buy them. You get one every week, so they don't want. So the thing with the way they fix that is now you get a free run every week. So you're not gonna get to log on and run fucking mutations 400 times a day. You're gonna have an orb that's yours, and you can upgrade that orb throughout the week. You just gotta find the group.
Okay, so you can continuously run it and level it up.
Correct.
Okay, that's good for mythic raiders, but what does it do for people that are like lower level?
But here's the thing. Let me explain that. Sorry, I think I confused you. You're leveling up the expedition, not the orb. You need the orb to run the expedition.
Okay.
So, say you level up the expedition to rank 2 that week. It consumes your orb. You don't have an orb now. There's ways to get orbs. You either go and do those ways to get orbs, or you wait until reset day when you get another free orb. Then when you do the expedition, it's already rank 2. Now you're trying to progress it up to rank 3.
I have a question.
I'm pretty
What if,
sure that's how it works.
What if I like have my thing to rank 3 and you have yours to rank 1? What happens? We just go into a rank 3?
No, whoever's the leader, whoever's key it is, whoever's orb.
Okay, yeah, that's sick. I like that.
How long does this expedition last?
What do you mean?
Like when you start running it, how long does it take?
Every week it's a different mutation.
Okay, so I mean, like, is it a dungeon that you? I'm asking you.
An
so
expedition
mutation,
is a dungeon. They just have a different name.
It's a dungeon. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I just like being able to continuously run them, especially if you're trying to get gear. I mean, once a week, I
Right.
think that's a little, especially when you want to, like, that was the problem before, is that people were like, oh, at endgame we don't have enough to do because or even when we're leveling up, we don't have enough to do because we have to get these resources or get these, I forget what they call them exactly, but whatever you needed to do a dungeon, and now they're just doing the same thing. And I think that you should just be able, I'm not saying continuously run them, but run more than one a week.
So what I would say to that is the orbs I think are going to be a lot easier to come by because you log into the PTR and it literally handed you 40 orbs. Now I don't think you're going to log in on day 1 of the update and they're going to give you 40 orbs. But like what you're saying, how you're going to get 1 orb, I don't think it's going to be 1 orb. And I don't think you're going to be limited to 1 run a week.
Like you said, you can buy them.
You can buy them no matter what.
Well, how much are they?
And they're not, it's not a thing that you sell on the faction, you don't sell this, like, it's not me selling it to you. It's at the faction guy. The faction guy sells them for a set price all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like, oh, damn, dude, the price of orbs is up. That's not a thing. It's not players setting the price.
Because that was the thing at first, is like, as people leveled up and they got a high level, they fucking hiked the prices up of whatever you needed to do the lower level dungeons.
That's still a problem.
And it's like, I don't want to waste all my resources to run a fucking dungeon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially like when in other MMOs you can just, especially like yo, I need that. Excuse me. I need that sword, or I need that piece of gear, and I got to spend all my fucking resources running this dungeon, and I might not even get it. You know,
Yeah.
that's not fun.
Another thing to add to that, they actually increase the drop rate of like rare items, right, in
Yeah,
dungeons. So, yeah, so that's nice.
They increase the
and
drop rate from everything.
Yeah.
Like you get those rare
well,
items all the time now.
you guys can correct me because I don't know the right way to explain this, but I know that for a while there, when you hit 60, I don't know if it was called watermarking or whatever, but I know that there was people like literally sitting behind a tree waiting for a spawn to happen so everyone could attack that fucking NPC so they could try to get loot. So I don't know what they did to fix that or what exactly that was. If you guys could explain that.
Well, nobody's really I mean, I didn't have any issues with people doing the same content as me. I haven't been doing level 60 content, but what the issue
Jay,
you had.
Do you know what I'm talking about? When it was saying, "Oh, yeah," it was
Yeah,
like,
but
okay, everyone's sitting in this same location to try to kill this boss
Yes,
that's
that's
coming.
because when you played, the game had just come out and everybody is like pretty much in the same spot in the game. And as you're playing, like there's a lot of people. Like when I'm playing, dude, no one's doing the same quest I'm doing anymore.
Hmm.
So it's like when I go to kill this rare monster for a quest, there's no one doing that quest. When you
I
were
don't think he
playing, like,
was. I
huh?
don't think he was talking about a quest. I think he's talking about like when you're level 600 to get your watermark or gear score up,
Yeah.
you go to this like specific place and
Mm-hmm.
like he drops like
Like the elite
really good stuff.
farms.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm,
I think he's talking about that, which is
gotcha.
not a thing
Yes.
anymore, correct?
I have no idea. I haven't done one.
Okay.
Because when I saw it, he was like, look, he was like, this is what the end game has turned into, and it was everyone just sitting behind a tree because if you were behind the tree, it wouldn't make the monster would spawn sooner than it would if you were standing around the monster, and then
Gotcha.
boom, everyone would fucking go around it and kill it, and then only one person, if it dropped, would get the gear, and I'm
Well,
pretty sure that was the watermark system, and I don't know what they did to change that.
well, what I've heard from Scott is it's completely different, which I don't know how it is, but I will explain more when I play more. But the good news about this mutation stuff is that that's a whole nother way. What is there like 8 dungeons in the game right now or something like that?
10.
10? Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
if there
10
isn't, they're
more
adding
ways.
more to make it 10.
Or well, how many level
Now
60
that I
dungeons
can
are
get
there?
down with. That I can get down with because
How,
before they only had like one or two, and I'm like, what am I gonna do when I hit
No,
60?
you would only unlock 2. There was always how many was
yeah,
there from
it's 10.
launch, Jay?
Yeah,
There
10.
was 10 from
There was
launch.
10. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
so
many
I'm
level
just
60 dungeons though? There was
Yeah,
like
there's
there's
3 here. I have them right here cuz I'm a scrub at the game and I keep them all brought up. Um there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dungeons.
are
They're
they
adding
based?
4 more to make it 10. And 2 of them are level 60 dungeons. It's Garden of Genesis at 60, Lazarus Instrumentality at 60, Dynasty Shipyard at 55, The Depths at 45, Starstone Burrows at 35, and the Amrine Excavation at 25.
so now we're gonna
You know,
have
I'm talking about max level. Those are lower level.
No,
yeah,
there's
yeah,
2
so
that were max.
two
Sorry.
two are max.
Yeah,
So
only
now
two.
that
That's what I said.
there's gonna be 10 that you can
That's what they need.
upgrade. Yeah.
That's what they need.
Yeah, but
So
that's
now
what they were doing the whole time. We were rushing them. We were all like, "Oh, it's not fast enough." It's been
yeah.
2 months.
So
I
now
say they do. I'm sorry, Jack. Go ahead.
no, you're fine. I'm just gonna explain. So now there's elite mobs that you can go to that drop actually certain gear. There's like thousands of certain gear, like specific gear I should say.
Mhm.
So like if I want like a certain build, like I want 30 like legendary, right? It has to be 600. I want 30 on focus and like 30 on strength for some reason because I'm doing that build. There's a guaranteed item, uh, everything. There's so many items in the game, but you have to go to this certain location and farm this thing, right? But any to get your watermark up, from what I know, any anything like any boss, any mob that's level 60 or higher will give you better watermark stuff, no matter what, no matter where you are. So there's that. There's elite farms. There's special bosses. there's now 10
Is
dungeons.
this with the update that just happened, or is this something that was implemented before that?
This is the update
Before.
that just happened to.
No, this
Before,
is before.
okay.
This,
Oh,
no,
oh.
this
Because
is,
I haven't been following it, so I don't know. I'm genuinely asking you guys.
no, this
Yeah,
is
see,
before.
I shouldn't
but
have
like,
answered because Jay knows better than I do.
this is before, but now that there's like the new one is the 10 dungeons, which is awesome, and then
Yeah.
the Outpost Rush also gives you better gear as well. So
Which I played last night for the first time and I loved it. It's addicting.
yeah, and I believe War, and what's the other thing that's like War, but it's not against people, it's against
Invasions.
invasions. Yeah, so that's 7 things you can now do in the game, and which is really sick. But the best way to get like best gear before was elite farms. So technically those 7, or well, it was 6 before they added the 10 dungeons and all that. Those 6 things didn't really matter. It was only
They were
that
pointless.
one. Yeah, compared to that one. Which
You
was
weren't
elite
going to run a level 25 dungeon at level 60 for absolutely fucking no reason
Yeah.
unless you were bringing your boy.
You know, there's a problem when you run up on a 35. You run. What the fuck were they called? You run up on one of those 35 portals where you're supposed to be able to kill it and like get loot, and there's a level 60 there just fucking killing it for you. You know what I mean? Because they got nothing else to do, and that was an issue. And I obviously knew that it's just the game's been out for a little bit. They're just adding things, and if New World does this the right way, they have something on their hands. But they need to do it like they added dungeons at max level. That's what they needed to do. Now they need to add raids.
So
If I
can
add a raid or
interrupt-
two.
If I can interrupt real quick, I think what they're doing is the right thing to do. I think the way to do an MMO, like with WoW, like WoW comes out with an expansion every 2 years. When they come out with an expansion, for example, compare to this to the New World launch. When WoW comes out with Shadowlands, after the first 3 weeks, all the streamers are like, dude, Shadowlands fucking blows. You think they're like, guys, scrap Shadowlands. We got to make something brand new. We got to come out with a new expansion now. No, they don't. They take the content that they've already created, that they've already committed to, and they add different systems and they rework it and they force that content down your throat. And that's what New World needs to do. Ignore the people who are like, new content, we need new stuff, we need new stuff. No. The fucking 6, 7, whatever expeditions it is, add 3 more, shove those 10 expeditions down everybody's throat for the next 6 months and just keep, oh, here's the system. There's 10 different levels of hardness for the expeditions. Grind those for 3 months because guess what? In 3 months, we're adding 10 more levels to those same 10, and you're going to just keep running them. But then in 6 months, guess what? New expansion, new dungeons, new zones to explore, new this, new that. And people will fucking love that. You know why?
It'll be
Because
like
they
a
just
whole
spent
new
6
fucking
months playing the same stuff over and over. But they didn't play it for no reason. The whole time they were grinding their characters' gear. They were
They
getting
loved it.
stronger. Like,
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
playing for a reason. Respect the player's time, and they'll respect your game.
I want to touch on one thing, and this is when I was playing New World every single day, right, for hours.
Yeah, you guys
all
junked it.
You said what?
I said
Jay
you guys
junked it.
Like,
I
you
junked
played
it
a lot.
recently. I didn't junk it. I junked it
But,
a little bit then.
This was when I was like a hardcore believer, nothing but New World. I loved it, and it was pissing me off to the point where like I was actually getting mad that all these streamers are like, oh yeah, this game has no content. There's only like 2 things
Yeah.
to do at the end.
I know
And
exactly
I'm like,
what you're getting at.
I'm like, are you guys joking? You guys have not done nothing but wars. You have not done anything.
Mm.
And I know they haven't done anything because I have done the shit, right? There's so much hours of grind. Is it the same thing? Yes. But is it now? No. But the fact that they say there's nothing to do is mind-boggling.
Okay, so let me stop you there. Is that you have to remember that you weren't at work at the time, so and Scott too also had a week off, so you guys were grinding a lot of the game. So that 1% was, oh, in this week span, I'm gonna grind 90 hours, and then all of a sudden I grind these 90 hours and I hit max level. Oh, there's nothing to do, motherfucker. No one has grinded even close to 90 hours just because
Yeah, but that's
you hit
MMOs,
max
dude.
level.
That's what happens. All the
I
streamers
know.
fucking play the shit out of it, and then they're like, "We ran out of content." It's like you
Yeah.
did it all,
The
dumbass.
whole thing,
No.
the whole reason why I'm saying this is because they actually didn't do it all.
Right.
They're just
Yeah,
doing
you're talking about the
wars.
people like me who stopped playing and was like, "There's nothing to do. I'm waiting for new stuff." I
No,
was
I'm
being
talking about big
stubborn,
streamers.
but like then I'm like, wait, I'm literally level 30. I have half the game left, and then all this like, a lot of people are stubborn, dude. You can't fix them all, and
I'm
that's
just
like
saying,
as
like,
I've been playing, I realize that more. I think the game's gonna be just fine.
dude, the next like couple of days of you playing New World, you're gonna be like, holy shit! Like
I already
the amount of
have.
content, the amount
First,
of content,
He has done little to no crafting, so that's a whole
yeah,
fucking
that
a
too.
whole
Yeah.
other side
dude,
of
the
the
amount
game.
of content, dude, the crafting, the like I said, the items that you specifically want that are legendary gear, you have to, dude. There's so much shit in the game.
Dude, I played one outpost rush. I got I level 500 shield. I'm like, all right, I'm hooked. Let me queue up for the next one. Just like instant. Like once I see that gear get upgraded, I'm like, okay, that's what I'm playing for.
My only fear is that because there's no subscription, obviously there's the store where people are going to buy skins and they're going to buy different things. My fear is that Amazon's going to put the game to like put it aside because they don't have a constant income coming from it. Just like because like if you think about WoW, everyone's paying $15 a month, and if there's a million players subscribed, I don't have to get into all that marketing, but I just hope that they don't push it aside and start developing another game
You know, I
because of
mean,
that.
they already have, but but you know what
Yeah.
they should do? Um, so they should add mounts and make you pay for them. Boom.
Yo,
Yeah,
can I
trade
add
mounts,
something real quick, Mark?
maybe a chocobo.
Let me add something real quick. So I think this is going off what you said. I think Amazon, they are not retarded. They know what they want to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
They knew that they weren't going to have a subscription, and so they know that they're going to make their money elsewhere. Yes, it's the store, but let me just read this real quick. This is the new gear scaling message that Amazon wrote. Any item that is purchased from the trading post or acquired through pay to play. Let me just do a side note real quick. There is no pay to play in the game yet. This is in the patch notes, right? So they just accidentally ratted themselves out.
Mm-hmm.
Let me restart. Any item that is purchased from the trading post or acquired through pay to play after the January patch will have its effective gear score scaled down to the midpoint of players' expertise in the item's gear score. So, coming in January, you can buy gear for your character. Gear, not a robe that looks cool. Gear that has a score that does damage to players.
Oh, do you want to talk about? I know that stings.
Ooh,
I know
that's
it stings,
that's a whole nother.
but
Cosmetics are fine. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
don't you want to talk about what you found out, Scott? Like, you're level 60 now, but you don't have like high enough gear. But now you're doing the same damage as these
Yeah.
guys with the higher
Yeah,
gear.
they're adding balancing to PvP,
Yeah.
like to outpost rush.
So that
like,
money that these guys are
Jay
spending,
and me will do the same amount of damage.
yeah. So the money that these losers are spending because they don't want to put in the time doesn't
That's
matter.
what that says. That says that
Doesn't matter.
you're going to be able to pay to play. But
Yeah.
when you enter PvP and stuff like that, your gear is going to be scaled down. So,
Yeah, exactly.
but what I was saying is they know their money's going to come from elsewhere. There is people out there who are going to be like, oh, I can fucking buy a year's supply of Azoth for $35. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Like, I don't know if that's a thing, but I'm saying, like, they're going to make their money elsewhere.
I mean, they're already making money off of skins. They're already making money off of house decorations. They made like, trust me, they
Not
made
to
a
mention,
lot.
picture
all I
this.
have
They're
to
going to do
say-
expansions, too. It's going to be like New World, The Life Within. And it'll be like another expansion.
give
Like,
them
they're
any
going
ideas
to,
now.
there's, yeah.
All I
give
have
them
to
any
say is that New World was the highest grossing game. What was it sold on? Steam?
Yeah.
Or Battle.net or something?
Yeah.
It was like one of the most highest grossing games, most sold games that they've ever had. And the fact that they already banked that, they don't give a fuck what happens with this game anymore.
They're going to be just
yes,
fine.
they're going to be like, oh, we already made the money that we needed, so now we're just going to flip that over and make a new game. And I'm
No,
not saying that they're going to. I'm not going to say that they're leaving New World in the dust. But if they do, It's not a money issue. They already made their fucking money. That's
No,
100%.
yeah, I understand that, but just to throw this back at you, did you know that Amazon Games tried to make 3 games before this, by the way, and they've all flopped. They have not made it to the shelves. You know why? Because they gave up on them. Everyone was like, "This is fucking garbage. It sucks." And I told myself, and everyone that I've talked to about this game, that if this fucking New World game sucks and it flops and they give up on it, I'm never buying an Amazon game ever again. I don't give a fuck if it's the next biggest thing. Never buying it.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
I don't care.
let's hope for
And-
Amazon that it's a whole new world.
Yeah, they
That's all I
better
can
they
say.
better treat it like one. But we need to move on, man.
Yeah, we need to move on. We're gonna go right to our top 5 games of 2022.
Can I start out?
Actually,
you know what?
First,
I think we should
I
have the
want to
guest
say, first, yeah, we'll have the guest. Well, he's a part-time co-host.
Yeah.
First, I want
They
to
know
say we lost a great one this week. We gotta, unfortunately, 2 weeks in a row we gotta say something about someone passing, but we did lose Betty White this week, and I just want to say a quick word. Growing up, like my stepmom used to always watch the Golden Girls. I just remember growing up it always being on TV, so I had to say something. Just that we lost a great one.
Yeah, our RIP, like, she's an absolute legend. Like, 100%, everyone knows that. Goes without saying.
Long live the Queen. All right.
The
So here we go. We're going to get right into it. So we're going to each do our top 5 games that we are excited for in 2022. The way we're going to do it, Mark or Samurai is going to start, and he's going to start with his 5th. 5th being
one. Okay.
least out of all of them. Not necessarily the worst, but just the least. Number 1 will be the game you're most anticipated, most hyped for of 2022. You'll say your number 5, and then Jay will say his 5, and then I'll say my 5. And then,
So we're going 5, 5, 5, 4, 4,
right.
4. And
We're not going to talk about any of the games until you say yours, he says his, then I say mine, then we'll talk a little bit. Then we'll go on to 4. So
Okay.
let's hear your number 5 out of your top 5 games of 2022.
So my number 5, short and sweet, is that I didn't hear about this game till tonight, but once I got explained that game, I was very excited for it. I also saw some concept art for it. Number 5 is Starfield.
Never heard of it.
All right.
What is it about?
Wait, we'll talk about it after. Jay, what's your number 5?
Oh, okay. My number 5 is Rumbleverse. And
I don't know what that
I have a
is.
good reason.
All right, my number 5 is Avatar: The Frontiers of Pandora. So let's hear a little bit about each one. First, Mark, why is that your number 5 pick?
Because I'm big about concept art and a theme of a game, and I think that from what you explained to me, I haven't seen any trailers or anything, but I saw some concept art when I looked up the game. From what I understand, it's kind of like an MMO. Kind of. I'm not saying it is an MMO, but it's a story-based game that is based in space rather than medieval type things, and that definitely appeals to me. And the worlds that they have created for this concept art that I've seen are very, very interesting, and they're very appealing. So I'm going to look more into the game before I talk it up too much. But from what I've seen, it definitely looks cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I'll get into Starfield a little bit more later. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but Jay, let's hear why you chose what you did for number 5.
So I chose Rumbleverse, and the reason why this sounds funny because it's supposed to be my top 5 anticipated games, like I'm excited for, but this one, like, I'm negative about because, like, I know that sounds super weird, but it's because
Tell the kid to pick his top 5 games of 2022. He's like, yeah, I can't wait. This game's gonna be trash, dude.
Like, this one hurts.
No, it's because so in the beginning of Fortnite, right? Obviously, this game's made by Epic Games, if no one knows this. But in the beginning of Fortnite, it was, like, really fun and all that, and we didn't expect it to be what it is now, right? And I bet a lot of people, like...
How old were you when that game came out? Like
Fortnite?
15.
I have no idea, man. I couldn't tell you. But, people looked at it and it's like, this game's fucking trash. What is this? Like, what is this new stupid
You
shit?
guys maybe.
Yeah, but like, and then it grew, and then like it was awesome. Like the first season, the second season, everything was just amazing with the game.
Hmm.
So they
Hmm.
know something about battle royales, right?
Yeah.
So Spider-Man web shooter still getting you upset?
Next question.
Is there gonna be mechs in Rumbleverse?
I don't know. But I'm excited to see what
We're on to Cincinnati.
because I've seen gameplay and all that, and it looks so fucking boring. See, this is the negative part. It seems so fucking boring, but I'm also really really excited to see what they do to like make it a good game because there's no way it's not going to be a good game.
Basically, it has potential.
Yeah, but I don't
No,
see it. But like I know it's there. Does that make sense?
okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
You're
Can't
saying
wait to hear
could
what
be
other
shit,
games you can't wait that
could
are
be
gonna suck.
shit, that could be good.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear what other games Jay thinks are gonna suck this year. So
Oh,
I picked Avatar just because this game's been talked about for fucking ever, and it like,
movie
just like
has.
every other game, it's like, oh, it's coming out in 2021. Okay, now it's coming out in 2022. So I mean, I don't know if this game's gonna come out, but it does say 2022 for right now, and it looks fucking awesome. It's a game that takes place in the world of Avatar. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it now. It's one of the fucking best movies of all time. I don't know
Mr.
how you
James
couldn't.
Cameron.
I don't know how you couldn't be hyped for this movie. I mean, game, especially where like they've been talking about the second movie coming out for mad
They're
long,
already making it.
and now they're
apparently.
making it. So it's like this game's gonna be lit.
100%.
Moving
And
on to our.
I think
All
yes,
right,
I think
go ahead.
that animation went to a whole nother level with Avatar. So hopefully with Avatar 2, we see that as well.
Yeah.
My number 4 game
I was gonna
is
reverse it.
something.
I'm gonna go first.
Oh,
I'm gonna reverse. I'm gonna go in reverse each time. My number 4 pick is probably not on a lot of people's list this year, but it's Splatoon 3, for my own reasons, which I'll explain later. But let's hear it, Jay.
So my number 4 pick is Uncharted Legacy, or what is it? I believe it's Legacy of Thieves Collection, right?
Okay.
And the reason why I'm really excited for this is because, as Scott knows, I am such a huge Uncharted fan. With Uncharted 3, I know I've said this so many times, but with Uncharted 3 Online, I was actually number 1 in the world for just a little bit. It was like 2 weeks, but I mostly stayed at number 3. Like online, dude, I loved Uncharted. I loved Uncharted 3. I treated that game like going pro and all that. I loved it. So much fun. Obviously, with this collection coming out, I'm not gonna be going online. I don't even think there's gonna be an online. I think it's just gonna be story, but it's gonna be nice to
Aw,
play that again.
that would have been awesome. I was actually
Imagine.
thinking about that. I'm like, I hope they
Alright.
bring the online back.
Yeah, I don't. I
That would
don't.
be cool
I
as
don't
well.
see it. I don't see it coming though.
Come on, you don't think so?
I could. I would. I would put money that it wouldn't.
I'm gonna
That's
put
just me,
I'd be down to put money that it does.
All right.
Like in the main
I'm down
menu
for
of the game, isn't it like campaign, multiplayer?
Yeah.
You think they're just gonna delete multiplayer?
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Like, what's the point
I
of?
don't see it.
I don't know.
You're gonna put in all that money and time to come out with a game again and then delete half of it?
I mean,
Yeah.
did you play it that much? You didn't play it that much, did you?
I've never even beaten an Uncharted. It's not on my list. It's on your list.
That's
I was saying
true.
if you played it though.
I know, but I'm saying like perfect example. It's on your list, which means you loved it, which means you played it. There's a lot of other people who loved it and played it and beat it and played the multiplayer. I didn't, but I know people swear by that game. And I do.
saying,
That's
like-
on my list. I have a list of games that I need to play, and that game is on it. Uncharted. I need to play that series, and I have it.
I'm just
I
saying
just haven't
that
played it.
the online was not that popular. It's not. It wasn't. It was never.
I played with you on it.
Because
I think
made
I
you.
was also like 14 at the time. But all right, this
My number four game.
I fucked this whole thing up, and like this whole thing is just out of order. So just we're just gonna talk about our game after we name it.
It's okay. Yeah.
So yeah,
My
name your game
number
and talk
4
about it.
game is something that's coming out within the next month and a half, and that's Lost Ark. That's my number 4 game that I'm excited for. I think that this game has a ton of potential. It has already came out in multiple different countries. those people love it. They're trying to westernize the game, whatever the fuck that means. They're trying to market
That means
it the correct
make
way.
it so you can play it in the United States.
Yeah, I know what that means, but okay, we won't get into that. That's a whole other podcast. But anyways,
Check out our Lost
yeah,
Ark podcast coming out next week.
yeah, literally, short and sweet. Rating, all of the actual gameplay that I've seen looks really, really cool, and I'm excited to give it a try.
I also can't wait for that game. Just real quick, the reason I'm excited for Splatoon 3 is because it's like one of the besides Smash, it's one of the only games on Switch that has a huge like esports scene, and I've never even fucking played it. Not one, not two. Never played them. And the third one's coming out, so I'm definitely gonna check it out.
It's
Anything
popular in the
esports, yeah, there's teams and shit, like tournaments. Yeah, it's huge.
I gotta check it out.
Hell yeah.
It reminds me of Brawlhalla.
Yeah, it's like
No, not
whoever
the way it
can,
looks,
like,
but I'm just
paint.
saying it's like a fighting game that is like.
Yeah, it's like you
esports.
all run around and you all
Yeah.
have like paintbrushes. Whoever can like paint the most.
Yeah. Pay me red.
But yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. All right, Mark, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Elden Ring. Now, I don't know how much you guys know about Elden Ring. One of my favorite TV shows, one of my favorite books, I've actually read all the books, is
Nerd.
shut up. People who don't know it, I'm trying to simplify it. Game of Thrones.
Amelia Bedelia? Oh.
Game of Thrones. George R.R. Martin wrote those books.
Yo, some old ass dude out there just heard me say Amelia Bedelia, and he's like, I fucking know those books, dude.
Shut up, dude. But anyways, he's on the story writing team for this game, and I think that has a lot of potential. So I'm excited to play it. 100%. Yeah. I've seen the.
I think a lot of people.
I think they had like a little trailer, but it also could go straight to the ground. I mean, he could barely be on the team, but he's just being credited, and he has no input. Especially he's getting older. Who the fuck knows?
So I want to say one thing about that game, and this also relates to like Hogwarts and stuff. I don't know if you know, like I broke this news to Jay too, but those games aren't online, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Elden Ring is single player, Hogwarts single player.
I don't know why you're talking about Hogwarts.
No, I'm saying like a lot of people, like last week Jay was like talking about Hogwarts. I'm like, that game's single player, right? He's like, what? Like they scrapped their MMO. Elden Ring a lot of people I've talked to are like, yeah, it's going to be sick. Are you going to play it? Like, if you are, I'll look for you. I'm like, I don't know where you're going to look for me, bro. It's single player. Like, what are you going to check if I'm online? Like,
regardless,
a lot of people don't know that.
If the game, I honestly did not know that. If that is true and those games do come out, I will still play them because I think that they have enough story behind them. And for example, the little Harry Potter game that they have, like that you have on your phone, that shit's single player. Or Skyrim, that shit's fucking single player too. I'm fine with single player games as long as the story comes out the right way. My list would not change regardless of single player or multiplayer. So my list stays the same.
The reason I say that is both of those games were presented to me as MMO type games, and I'm not saying that they're not going to have co-op. There may be co-op. I don't know. But they were presented to me like, dude, you're going to be able to make your own fucking sorcerer and Harry Potter and blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, no, you're not. And then Elden Ring, same thing. They're like, oh, it's a MMORPG with George R.R. Martin from Game of Thrones. I'm like, single player.
Dude, that's honestly, why I'm not going to lie to you, Scott. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't know that, and that does hit home. Like, I was excited for the multiplayer aspect of those games. But I did quotes, if you're listening. But I'm still excited for them regardless.
Yeah, I'll watch videos. Probably won't buy them, though. Not going to lie. After I heard that, What's your number 3, Jay?
So,
trying to speed through this as much as we can.
I don't know if you guys are looking at my notes, but it looks like I gotta hide it. It's actually Hogwarts Legacy. That would be.
Shit.
And the funny thing is that we brought all this up and all that, and it would be higher up on my list. But again, like I'm a huge multiplayer fan. I love multiplayer. I've never been like the biggest single player guy, but isn't there like, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't there a thing with like Skyrim, like with mods and stuff, like you can play with other people with the mods and all that, right? Or
Mm-mm.
does anyone
Mm.
know?
There's
It's always single
mods.
player.
No, I think what you're thinking of is they have ESO and then they try to make ESO look like Skyrim.
And they just
Okay,
came
I
out
think
with the
that
ESO Skyrim like expansion.
okay. So it's no matter what, like that game is still single player.
basically you have to have yes, you have to have ESO. Maybe they can make it look like Skyrim.
Okay. Well, that kind of stinks. But anyways, I'm still looking like I'm so excited for this game. Um, it sucks that they did they cancel the MMO or are they just pushing it back? Do we know?
That's canceled. Yeah.
That's canceled. Yeah, dude.
And I actually read an article today. I was reading this article before we started today. That's why I delayed like a minute. I was reading that the people that were making that game, they thought that it wouldn't like catch on and that people
Oh,
wouldn't.
come on.
Yeah, they thought
You
people
don't
wouldn't.
believe that, do you?
That's what the
I,
developers said. They were like, we didn't think people
I
would be
think I
into
think
it.
it I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Come on. You don't think a freaking MMO Hogwarts game is gonna catch on? You're dumb.
I mean, I don't
I
know.
don't believe that.
How about
I
what
think
was
there's
it?
more.
Wizard 101? Those people were probably like, bro, we're gonna make a wizard game. It's gonna be online,
That
dude.
game was huge, right? At one point.
Yeah, for 12-year-olds.
Yeah, dude. Come on.
True, they have money.
But
My number 3, I'll bring it up because it literally relates to what we're talking about, and it would have been higher on my list. So my number 3 is Pokemon Legends Arceus, however you want to pronounce it. This is actually coming out in a week and a half, and this would have been higher on my list when it was presented to me. It was presented to me as an open world MMO Pokemon RPG. It is an
MMOs.
open world RPG Pokemon game, the first ever. It's not, however, MMO.
So hold on, Scott. Just to backtrack just a little bit, I just was doing a little bit of research on that, and it says that Hogwarts Legacy is starting as a single player. Depending on the traction that it gets, it could be developed into an MMO. So, but that's all. That's all rumors. So
Might
it's
bump
gonna
it up.
come out a single player game, you know,
Might bump
and
it
everyone's
up.
gonna love that shit. But we'll see
Yeah.
what happens. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They're going to eat it up. No, I was just saying that on my list is Pokemon Legends, and that is coming out in 2.5 weeks, and it just falls in the same category. It's a game that was presented to me as an MMO Pokemon game, and I later found out that it's just a open world Pokemon game. Still sick, like you could walk around with a Pokeball and throw it like real time and catch something. Like there's no like loading into the battle. It's real time RPG. It's just not MMO. I'm not sold on the fact that I just played Pokemon Sword and Shield, and Mark can attest to this. When he got a Switch, he's like, dude, you put like 200 hours into Pokemon. I'm like,
Yeah, I went to invite
I'm
him
like,
to a
oh,
game,
really?
and
My
he was
bad,
like-
dude.
He put 90 hours into this. Holy shit!
And then, so like playing that game's also not online, but when you turn the online on, you can see everybody running around doing their own thing. You can't like play missions with them, but you can see them. And I highly doubt that 3 years removed from that game that they're going to come out with a RPG Pokemon game and you're not going to be able to at least see other people. So I think that there will be a little bit of a multiplayer aspect to that game. And that game comes out January 30th. So we're pretty damn close to that. And that's my number 3. So that's a big game I'm looking forward to, and I don't have to wait too long to play it.
I can't.
All right, Mark.
got me?
Right back to you, number 2.
So with my 5-4-3, so let me just repeat it: Starfield, Lost Ark, Elden Ring. Now that I know that Elden Ring is going to be single player, I would switch Lost Ark and Elden Ring.
Okay.
But that's not much of a change. So my top 2, they would stay the same. My number 2 is Ashes of Creation. And this is speculative. We don't really know exactly what is going to be coming out. We're assuming maybe the end of this year, but there's really no telling. What they do is, and it's actually really cool. The company they come out with updates each month about what they've been working on and stuff. And they actually just switched to Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, we talked
which
about
a
this
lot
last
of,
week.
Which a lot of people, I watched the whole thing with the developer. or the game director, and he actually said, in the grand scheme of things, this is going to speed everything up because everything they're trying to do, this processes it faster. So at first, when they're getting used to everything, it might slow it down. But once the whole game starts going, it processes it quicker. It's easier to develop on that engine. So the game will be done sooner, but he's still not giving any time frame. Not even like, oh, it'll be done in 6 months. So it could be done next year. It could be done this year. I have no fucking idea. But from what I saw from that reveal, it looks fucking amazing. So I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, I mentioned it last week, but I'm definitely excited for that game.
It looks so fucking cool, dude. So good.
Hopefully we get some more information on that soon.
Mm-hmm.
Jay.
Just one thing is I wish that developers would be more transparent, just like how they are. How they're like, hey guys, like this month, we developed some more monsters into the game, and we added some more transmog, and we added some more decorations. Here's some fucking art that we did. Boom. Like just that little bit, like keeps people engaged.
Yeah, but you got to think. Ashes of Creation doesn't have anything to keep their fans engaged right now. All they have is tweets. So they have to update.
There's a lot of people that those tweets.
I know, but I'm saying like if New World stopped tweeting, people would still be playing New World. If Ashes of Creation stopped tweeting, eventually people would forget about Ashes of Creation. It's not like they're playing it. So they have to continuously be like, hey, don't forget about us. This is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand what you're saying, but this is like you kind of contradicted yourself a little bit.
What?
But you were saying like if they stop tweeting, then people would lose interest. But they're obviously going to keep tweeting, and that's why people gained recognition because they weren't playing. The Twitter was the one that made them gain attention towards the game, and why people want to keep playing it.
That people physically have New World, right? And so New World doesn't necessarily need to be like, this is what New World is going to be. People know what New World's going to be. They have it. Ashes of Creation is being like, this is what Ashes of Creation is going to be. Mm-hmm. And right now they're building the game. So they can't be like, a month ago, be like, oh, this is everything that's going to be in our game. Here's a quick video of everything that we have. They don't have it. So each week when they're literally like, that's how game development works. You add stuff constantly. And so that's why they're constantly like, oh, this week we did this, this, and this.
Jay,
New World has already did that.
Video?
What video?
The video that they said that they switched to Unreal Engine 5, so they came out with like a little walkthrough of like a little landscape that they did.
We didn't watch anything. We talked about it blindly.
I'm gonna DM you so you can look at it, dude. It looks so fucking good.
All right.
But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that was all I was gonna say. All right, Jay, let's hear your number 2. What do you got?
So my number 2 is Division Heartland. I'm really, really, really excited for this game. Not a lot of people know about it because it wasn't really announced, but it's going to be free. If you're a huge Division fan, then you're really excited for this game because not only is it going to be free, but it's obviously a new game. So who wouldn't be excited? I'm so hyped for this game.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I really like the Division 2, so I'm very excited for the new Division.
Yeah.
As long as they do it the right way, I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm hoping. Third time's the charm, right?
Yeah.
I
Don't
did like
give
the
up on
Division.
it this time.
Shit.
All right. And last but not least, we're going to do our number 1 most anticipated games of 2022. I'm going to start off because mine is pretty quick. There's not much information about this game. We got a couple of teaser trailers.
Have you done your second one, though? Your second game?
Oh,
I
skipped my second one.
Well, do 2 and 1. Do 2 and 1.
All right, I'll do 2 and 1. Number 2, Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Wait, I need more info on this, just a little bit. I didn't even know this was a thing.
So it's just a action adventure game where you play as Gollum.
I did. Yes, I did see that.
Not much information out about it yet. Just a couple teasers. I don't need to say much, but you're gonna make a Lord of the Rings game, dude. I'm all in.
Is it like you follow the story in the movies, or is it a separate story?
You follow an untold story about Gollum.
Okay, that makes me even more excited.
Yeah, and then my number 1 is Starfield, which we all already talked about, but I'm a huge Star Wars guy, huge Star Trek guy. You're going to tell me the people that make Skyrim are going to make a Skyrim that takes place in space in the future? I'm all in.
Yeah.
I love Mass Effect. We already talked about it. This is going to be Mass Effect on steroids times 20. Count me in.
I think going forward, you guys will hear a lot more about this game as news comes out and as it develops. So just stay tuned, and you'll hear more about Starfield.
Yeah, I don't like to get too much into this game because I'm so excited to the point where I don't want to get my... I'll wait. Let me know when it's almost out. All right, Jay, let's hear your number one.
My number one is Overwatch 2. And, I can talk about this fucking game for years. And I'm not even joking. There's so much I have to say about this game, but I'm going to save it for another day. I'm excited to see...
respect that.
Yeah,
I
dude,
respect
hopefully
that.
we're doing the podcast in 3 years from now, and maybe it'll be out. No,
I'm
only
excited to see...
Yeah, we'll touch on this one when Overwatch 2 comes out.
My
Just
baby will
kidding.
be born. No.
But yeah, I respect that.
I'm excited
There is we could keep you guys here all night talking about that. So I dig it. Maybe we'll do a whole episode to that game.
Yeah, I think next week we need to get more into that because there's so much to fucking.
Yeah, definitely.
And,
but I think when we get more information on that game, I'm gonna want to do like a big part.
I got plenty.
There's one thing I want to say about that game is I don't know if you guys have watched Arcane on Netflix that has to do with like the League of Legends universe. But I think, and someone made a really good point on another podcast that I watch, and they said that with those little scenes that they do and the little stories that they have about Overwatch, they can make a really cool show about that.
Bro, that's been a rumor for like 5 years.
No, I'm not saying it's a rumor. I'm just saying they could do it.
No, I know. I've been hearing an Overwatch Netflix show forever.
So my number one game, and I am a huge fan of Harry Potter. Growing up, I was just huge into it. I still want to go to Universal and go to like the little Hogwarts section that they have. Hogwarts Legacy, I am so excited for. I don't care if it's multiplayer. I don't care if it's single player. The game has been in development for so long. There hasn't been a game that they've put this much time, this much money into. I know no matter what, it's going to be fucking good. If they do eventually make it into an MMO, that would be fucking amazing. I don't see it happening now that Scott said that, but and they also haven't said that in the news. But even if it's single player, it'll be so much fun. That'll be a game that I play off stream, relax after work. That's my number one game.
I think that was on everybody's list except mine. So hey, let's hope it comes up.
Oh, it'll come up.
All right. Anybody got anything before we head out?
I do. I have some honorable mentions, actually.
All right, let's hear it.
Games. And the reason why they're honorable mentions, and I didn't want to put them up there, is because they're Nintendo Switch games, and as you guys know, and as I just said...
All right, never mind. Moving on.
No. But, like I just said, I just started playing the Nintendo Switch again. I'm enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 3 games I'm excited for, which is obviously the new Zelda game.
Yep.
Breath of the Wild 2.
Yep.
Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, which I'm really excited for. I love Lego Star Wars. Love it. And then Kirby and the Forgotten Island or Lad, something like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't remember what it was, but I remember the trailer. Oh my fucking god, it looks so much fun.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. One honorable mention I have, just quickly, is Dynasty Warriors. I remember that game was fucking fire on PS2. So I saw that Dynasty Warriors 9 or something is coming out. And I probably won't try it, but just shout out to that game. And that game has always been awesome. You can just fucking run around and kill armies. So keep it rolling. Keep making your own money.
All right. Well, my honorable mention this week is you two. And as always, I want to say thank you guys for hanging out, stopping by, and listening to Gaming Within. As always, I'm Mental. This is Jay Rewinds. And this is Samurai. And this has been Gaming Within. Thanks for hanging out.